Range Rover has been making vehicles for very special clientele for many years now. And we're here today at Land Rover Buckhead in Atlanta, Georgia, to take a look at a very exclusive one. It is called the Range Rover SV Coupe. So let's go inside.
And so you see here our two-door Range Rover. This is the Range Rover SV Coupe, a two-door which you have not seen since Range Rover was first introduced in 1970. Now, Range Rover didn't come to the US until 1987. And so we never had a two-door in the US as a new car. Certainly people tried to import them back then, but this is the very first time you'll find a new two-door Range Rover available in the US. And it's super rare. That's only part of what it makes it special. Only 999 of them will be created for the entire world, and only a fraction of that will come to the US. There are only two body panels that this car has in common with a regular production Range Rover, and that would be the bonnet and the lower liftgate in the rear. Other than that, everything is specially made and put together at the Special Vehicle Operations Workshop. Really handcrafted, very bespoke cars. And when I say bespoke, I mean that. People are really able to come in, take a look, put together something that truly fits their own aesthetic. Some of the differences you'll see include the bumpers. The front and the rear bumpers are a little bit different than a standard Range Rover. The car overall is just a titch longer. It's built on the platform of a standard Range Rover, but again, built out a little bit differently. The roofline is a little bit more sloping than a standard Range Rover. So again, a little longer, a little bit more sloping. However, the designers really wanted to emphasize the fact that this is a coupe. This is a driver's car. It's supposed to be reminiscent of a two-seater. So they do little visual tricks, things like the paint placement. You'll notice here it does have a contour color, but that color stops here at the front of the front door. And the reason that they do that is to sort of make it look a little bit more compact. It fools the eye into, again, making it look maybe a little smaller, a little bit more sporty, a little bit more like a true coupe. And they do little tricks like that inside too, which is kind of fun. So if we could unlock the doors. And the doors we'll talk about in a minute, they're an engineering feat in themselves, but look at the back seat. The back seat of this car is a different color from the front. So it's dark back there. It's almost downplaying the back seat, drawing attention to the front in order, again, so that you notice the coupe nature of this car. This car, it just says, I am meant to be driven. You want to sit up front. Not the back seat isn't absolutely luxurious, because it is. So I was talking a little bit about the doors, and again, how they are an engineering feat. More than 4 feet long. So it is really quite significant. You'll see beautiful new veneers that are covering the doors. This is actually called the Nautica choice. It's a beautiful walnut and sycamore that have been kind of bonded together and then sliced out and formed to form these beautiful veneers that we're showing. Just one of several options that are available. But because this door is a bit longer, of course, than a standard door, you will find power close option inside. So once you're inside, you simply touch a button and that will close the doors for you. What's nice is that this is a frameless window. However, it is as acoustically sound, so it is just as quiet inside, even though it doesn't have a frame. So getting back to the exterior for just a moment. Again, we talked about that contour color, the two-tone. These wheels, 23-inch wheels, and that is the first time you've ever seen that come out of the factory at Land Rover. And of course, you notice this one is lowered a little bit. This has the air suspension that a standard Range Rover does. It is every bit as capable as a regular production Range Rover. So you can crawl over boulders, you can go through almost 3 feet of water with this car. It is just as capable, not just beautiful. And as we come around to the rear of the car, again, you'll notice that wonderful slope to the roofline that gives it a more sleek and sporty look. The load space floor is also that gorgeous veneer. And this is actually powered, deployable. If this car were powered, we could touch this button. The floor would simply glide out, so you could load your luggage, and then you touch the button again, and it hides itself away. Something I absolutely love to point out is the jewelry. We don't call this badging, this is jewelry. This is rose gold plated jewelry, and there are several choices, and we'll show you some of the options that are available here. And then we really should take a bit of a deep dive inside. We talked a little bit about the door, but that's not the only really important feature about the car inside. The seats, the leather that we're looking at here is called Orchid. Land Rover has never offered a white this light and this is a softer semi-aniline leather that is usually used inside of Land Rover. You will also find, however, Windsor leather wrapping the entire rest of the car. So the seats themselves are this semi-aniline that come out of Bridge of Weir, Scotland, but the roof liner, the pillars, absolutely everything inside of this car is just wrapped in gorgeous leather. You'll also see a very unique pattern to the leather seats. So that gradated diamond pattern starts with a very tight diamond, sort of waterfalls into a looser diamond, and then tightens up again as it reaches the bottom. Finishes everything with this car. So as you look at the back seat, you'll notice that the leather extends all the way down to the floor. These seats are unique to this car. You won't see the workings of the seat, you don't see the mechanics of the seat, all you see is gorgeous leather. And again, that Nautica veneer, even down to the carpets. Oh my goodness, these sheepskin carpets. One of our favorite features about the car, super soft. And of course, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about what's under the bonnet. This is the Land Rover 5-liter supercharged V8 engine. It is tuned here to 557 horsepower. So this is tuned similarly to some of the other SV Range Rovers that you would see, for instance, the Autobiography and Autobiography Dynamic from Range Rover. Something that you can't see, but I love to talk about, is the fact that in every aspect, things have sort of been elevated. So places where you might normally find composite, you now will find real metals. For instance, the exterior, or the surround, I should say, of the grille is a real metal. Another spot you would find that is here on the side vents, again, surrounded in real metal. So it's just, again, taken the Range Rover to new heights. The starting price for this car is $295,000. The one that you're looking at here, we call this the Modernist, and this one is priced at $360,000. There are, in fact, sort of two different ways that one can put this car together, either sort of starting from scratch and picking paints and veneers and leathers to suit oneself, or our designers have put together very special curated collection packages. And so there are 7 of those packages. Again, this one is called Modernist, but they're beautifully, as I said, curated packages that consumers can choose from as well.
So that wraps it up, guys. A very special look at the ultra exclusive 2019 Range Rover SV Coupe. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, consider subscribing to our channel. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics. Thanks for watching.